Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to have a look at a second-hand product. Not for any other reason than there are events taking place in the world right now for which I am sadly and sorely ill-qualified to discuss. However, where my skill set does lie is in hardware, and experience does tell me that in times like this, when the supply chain gets so affected, that actual supply of the products decreases, which means demand goes up, and with demand it comes cost. So I figured a lot of us in the coming months will probably be going second hand. Now I didn't go on eBay or Wish for this, I went on Amazon. So renewed product at £270. I'm sure I've got the price or whatever popping up here. Now this is quite a good card, or was in its day. Anyway, put it that way. But before we go to the unboxing, which by the way, look, I've genuinely not unpackaged this at all. I've taken it from the outer packaging. So I'm hoping we haven't been wished, because, you know, we could get anything. But it does come with a year's warranty. So safety right there. But I've got my trusty box cutter. And let's have a look. Where we are ready. That's happy news. It's also the overclocked edition, which will save me time. We will have a look at MSI Afterburner just to see the performance of the card. But I'm not going to overclock any further than it's already been done. So let's jump right in and see what we've got, everyone. I'll go straight for it with my trusty box cutter. Now this is quite complicated. They've done it in a very, very awkward location. But that should be that done. First one. I'm not overly keen on keeping the box super great, because I'm probably not going to do a great deal with it, to be perfectly honest. But let's see what we've got. Hopefully it is a 1070. Hopefully it is the one we bought. Oh, there's more tape. Come on, guys. Poor news. And then we can whack it in the machine. We'll put it in the beast and see what we've got. Now there is another build guide video coming up shortly, and it's going to be about a last generation beast, so quite poignant in the time. Well, that's good. It does say MSI on it, so I'm quite happy with that as the first section. Now, we've got a box. Has anything been sent with this? I'm confident most people won't still have the products that they, or all the parts of the product that they had. So let's see. Well, look at that. We've got a 60 quid voucher. I will use you, sir. Not sure where. Micro Dream. I'm guessing that's where all the second-hand products get housed. It's also come with some other bits. Yep, more Micro Dream stuff. A packaging slip. Fantastic news. Let's get rid of you. Let's see the real deal here, guys. This looks like it's in good condition. It looks remarkably well preserved, to be fair, like a mummy. Let's get you out. What we got? More warranty information. I'll keep hold of you. You could potentially be coming very, very handy. Let's use the little foam that it came to be packaged in. More Micro Dream tape. Come on. Like I said, it looks like it's been fairly well maintained. Yes, very happy. Very happy. It's the MSI armour, by the way. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that yet. This is quite a clean job, to be perfectly fair. Everything about it. There's no dust in the fans. There's nothing in the heat sinks. If it's been renewed like they say, they've done a very, very good job. It's still got the actual protectors for the fingers on there as well, which is very good. In terms of the I/O, I feel it sort of lied. It said that there was 3 ports for DVI, which would be remarkable, but we do have a DVI port. We have HDMI as well, and 2 display ports. Very good news, very good news. Now, it's quite a good looking thing, actually. Now, the reason I've got this, by the way, not just to do you all a favour, as I said, it's more I am going to be making a last generation build. Now in that build it does come to £1,000, and this is the graphics card I will be using, so make sure you subscribe for that. Hit the little jobby just down there, and then you won't miss out, because there's many good videos coming up. Okay, so there we are, the card is there, everything that's come with it, all very good. Fantastic news, the packaging, we have our year's warranty, our anti-static bag for it. That's good, I'll keep hold of that actually. But yeah, we'll move on, we'll whack it in the beast and we'll see what sort of frames this thing actually kicks out. So here we are, everyone. The drivers are updated, we're all installed and we're good to go. Now, something that's standing out right off the bat. I'm just about to run the Tomb Raider benchmark. However, we're already at 62 degrees centigrade and 99% usage. We are spitting out 84 frames in the menu screen, which is a positive sign, but those temperatures are worrying me. It could be a case that the fan settings are set to be more of a silent mode than anything to do with performance, but I figured let's just have a quick look. We'll see how it gets on. It's only in 1080p. Because this monitor is only 1080p, to be fair, so that's what we're going with. See, we're at 102 frames already. Now let's just have a look. What's the button? So we'll run the benchmark, we'll see what happens. Well, already I'm quite happy. 73 FPS, and what's the temperature looking like? If you can look up here, we're at 57 degrees C. I have done a couple of burn-ins. This isn't the first of the benchmarks I've actually done with this. I've just been looping it for the last hour or so, so it's doing rather well. I'm quite happy. The GPU usage obviously is around 98-99%, but that is to be expected. But currently we haven't dropped below 75 frames. Now we are playing at 1080 high, so I'm quite impressed with that. I'm not going to try it on Ultra or the highest, whatever it's called, but I'm very happy. 68 FPS, going well. I have fallen a bit, but this is a remarkably complex scene. Like, the hair itself is very, very good in this, but to not drop below 60 on a 60 Hz monitor is fairly good. Again, in this scene itself, I know that Tomb Raider can't be taken as the truest of all benchmarks, to be fair, but it does give you a good reference point from game to game, or sorry, GPU to GPU. Which is wholly satisfying, to be fair, and we're still above the 70s, and there's a lot of complex textures and shading going on in this scene itself. Obviously there's no ray tracing involved on a 1070, but currently I'm very happy. We're up to 63 degrees C and staying stable. That's quite impressive at a steady 70 odd average, presumably, for the overall FPS on this. Now the last scene does in fact have quite a high FPS as it's doing this sort of drone mode down the mountain and spinning around towards the village itself. But I'm very, very impressed. We're staying above 100 on this scene, which is kind of expected. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I suspect as it gets further into the village, it'll come down to around 75 FPS. I'm confident in that, to be fair. I haven't actually watched this through as I've been benchmarking, by the way. I've just skipped along, to be fair. I've got it going and got on with my work. Yeah, dropping out. Well, we're at 70. I could have been wrong. We could be in the 60s. I'll be impressed if it stays above 70, to be honest. Now that's comfortably in the 70s. Well, we're definitely coming towards the end of the benchmark run itself, and I'm quite happy. I suspect that we will have averaged around 78 FPS. That's the guess I'm taking at this. Comment below. Obviously you'll know in about 30 seconds, but if you suspect, like I do, it'll be around 78, then do comment. So what have we got? Oh, 79 FPS. I wasn't far off, everyone. That's remarkably close. And as you can see on there, we are playing at 1080 high. I haven't got VSync on, obviously, or it wouldn't have gone above 60. I'm quite impressed with that. Anywho, I think at this point we'll probably be best moving on. If we have a quick look at TimeSpy, see what sort of stuff we get out of that. Again, I'm not going to run through a capture card. Seems like a bit of a foolish idea to take any of the performance away. So instead of utilising any sort of resources, we'll just run in and I'll just get it on camera. Obviously not all of it. So as you can see, we are in fact just doing, or just showing the actual graphics test. There's no point doing the rest. The CPU in this, by the way, just to avoid any bottlenecks, is a Ryzen 9 3950X, so we've no issues with that. So I didn't bother showing the rest of it just because it's tracking more CPU score. There is another graphics test within TimeSpy, however, but it doesn't show you the actual FPS on the screen. You just have the white block at the bottom that's not picked up very well. I've avoided, like I say, using a capture card just so I don't use any of the system's resources. But it's going rather well. Staying around 35, I'd say that's not a bad score. Now the scores themselves will be on the doors in just a moment, so we will go and have a look. I'm just going to skip over the CPU test because there's no point. So where did we come in? Well, there we are, not bad, 6,500 overall score. The bulk of that actually made up by the processor, to be fair, which came in at, well, looking at that, well over 13,000, which is to be expected, to be fair. But a graphics score of just over 6,000, I'll absolutely take that. You can see beneath that, there are graphics test 1 and 2. We didn't watch the first one, but that came out rather well at around 38.5 FPS. But the one we did watch averaged at near as damn it 35. And just for proof, the 1070 that I'm using, I'm not lying, look, there's the beast. I use this processor, like I say, just to rule out any kind of bottlenecking situation. So I'm very happy with the score, actually. Well, I'm really very pleased with that, everyone. $269.99 on a renewed 1070 from Amazon. Don't forget the £60 wine voucher that came with it as well, which I'm very pleased about. But it did smash out 79 FPS on Shadow of the Tomb Raider in 1080 high, so I'm very, very pleased with that. And pulling off over 6,000 points on the TimeSpy graphics score as well. That's very good to see. Now, I have had a quick peruse around to see what we could get for the money, and I did find this, the Zotac 2060. At exactly the same price, so a brand new card. So that, I'm not sure which way I'd recommend, to be perfectly honest. I'd need to get my hands on that and give it a quick test to see what we can get. So if anybody does have a 2060, could you please let me know what sort of frames you're getting on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, should you have it, and what graphics score you're pulling off on Time Spy. I'd be very curious to find that out, to be honest. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. I've very much enjoyed this video. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe. We do have many more awesome videos coming up. Lots of content that we're creating, apparently. But there is a build guide, which we're using the graphics card for, no less. I think I mentioned it earlier. We are putting in a last-gen Legends build. I just wanted to test it and make sure it was okay, so I figured I'd make this video. Would I recommend buying a renewed one? Well, from what I've discovered so far, yes, everything seems fine. I mean, it could have been mined on, for all I know, but coming with that 1-year warranty, and to say we're only topping out at around 65 degrees centigrade, I'm very pleased with that. It means the fan curve is set right. The card itself is pre-overclocked, so I don't need to really do anything, although I probably will at some point, just out of boredom. But like I said, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a nice evening.